this is the XRP USD shorts which you are looking at. If you remember last year, April, May, we actually went higher in price. If you're going to look at XRP price, last May we did $2, close to that. That was like a 10x rally in XRP. And then you look at what happened at the top. We were trending lower in the XRP USD shorts, but suddenly, we had huge amount of sellers coming in, pushing the price back down. Okay. At the same time, what you have to look at is go on to Ether and look at what's happening there. Even Ether was trending in this. By that top, it also experienced a lot of sellers coming in and pushing the price lower. But if you go look at the market, you are getting a lot of this. How to sell XRP, right? How to short XRP. So they are kind of teaching you how to short Ripple. Now, they don't really even understand what's Ripple and what's XRP. And I'm like, these guys don't understand the technology, but they are telling you to short this asset. Now, if we are trending higher in shorts here, which you need to keep your eyes on, if we break to the upside, we are going to get a lot more selling pressure. Shorts are going to go higher. Now, one of the positive stuff there is you look at all these. Whenever you are at the top here, the price is also going to the upside. Now, that's a little bit of confusion. They say when you're in a bear market, and then the shorts go high, price goes even lower. So if you want to look at that, you come here, look at this, the increase in shorts from July 2018 all the way up to December 2018. So you go back in the price, you look at this, June, July to December, you were trending lower, you bounced, and with that bounce, a lot of sellers moved out. Now, you look at, the price was actually trending lower from June, July 2019 all the way up to March 2020. Now, March 2020, that's surprising because you really don't have that much sellers compared to what you had previously. So that really was the pandemic. Fine. It was not, someone coming in heavy and shorting us. But looks like these are, because it was not in the trend, it was like suddenly someone coming up. Look at that increase in selling position, massive shorts increasing, boom, boom. So that's like just 3 days it went that high, and then they took the profit and they moved out. So you can actually see the drop, right, just in 1 day. So that's like someone removing their shorts directly from the market. Now, when you look at this, you understand, there is a lot of different potential possibilities coming into this market. When you zoom into the XRP price, fine, we are at a current support, which we are holding as of now, 0.7. But if we break that, we can possibly come lower. Now, why am I saying that? You go look at the same price action for XRP and you will find something similar here too. You had this and the price was being supported by this level, which you happened to break, retest. Then you went to go back up to retest the moving average, but you got rejected. Now we come here, remove these and look at what's happening there. You came here, you did not actually go below this, but the price action shows it actually went back up to test the trend line and the moving average. So right now we did that and we are getting rejected. So if this continues, it's not good to say, but we may see 0.6, we may see 0.58 range. Now, if you are XRP bull, long term sitting in there waiting for each and every buying opportunity to load up this token, you are not concerned about these short term fluctuations. You are looking at the big picture. Fine, we kind of understand where you're coming from, and that point is like 0.62, 0.63. Our first support happens to be a close enough trending support here. So even if you bounce from there, that's still keeping you in the same sense. Now, you go look at Ether. This is a chart of Ether. Fine. We also just talked about the trending higher shorts for Ether USD. Now, when you come to Ether, you get a rising wedge. Now, usually rising wedges break to the downside. It's a corrective pattern, right? You can go Google it and you'll actually find it. Now, you're looking at the trend here the RSI, and yes, you are actually moving down. Just when you're observing the MACD, you kind of get like, okay, we tried to break above, but we are coming back down. So if that happens, the RSI can drop towards this range, which we have seen back in the lows of the market cycle. So while you are somewhere above, way above the all-time highs, if you're coming back down, that again would highlight like, okay, that's going to be an opportunity. Whether you and others agree or not, people are being interested in this asset. Now I'm really surprised. We see a lot of positive information. Everything great, good for Ripple blockchain technology as a whole. But we actually have these people coming in trying to short this one and this item, which actually doesn't look that great for us. Even if you listen to Vitalik, you'll actually understand, like he says in some of the videos, if you send it once and it doesn't work, fine, send it again. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's this stuff which you are reading here, right? They paid this much for failed transaction, great, and the world is building on it. And on the other side of this, you get all this stuff, how to buy 1x short. Okay, so they are teaching you how to short an asset which is literally huge. Now I'll mute this and just show you what's happening there. From this moment in this video, you can go look at Digital Asset Investor. I'm also retweeting that for you guys if you want to just get it from mine. It's like from 155 of this video, you'll actually see what they are talking about there. They really don't understand what XRP is, and they are like, okay, we are putting shots on this one, we're putting shots on Litecoin. Like they know everything. Great. As an investor, once you have the idea of this is going to be declared as a security, which they knew way before, and this guy was talking about it clearly, saying, okay, now we have a huge shot on this, and when the XRP news drops as a security, the price is going to drop. And now you zoom in for XRP USD shots to actually see like, okay, who actually put that sell, or what was it like? You were constantly getting an increase in selling position. Whenever the price was going up, you had a trend like this, sellers coming in. So remember, who is these guys who are putting in sell? Then they're waiting there. If someone else buys, the price goes up, they're putting another sell. That's literally happening until the price started dropping after the SEC announcement. Now that really hurt a lot of XRP holders. If you are looking at this, it's not a normal drop which you actually see in the market. It was for XRP like 76% suddenly, right? We usually don't get that kind of a drop. But yeah, the market is manipulated. You're looking at all these charts, you're looking at all these articles suggesting, okay, short this one. Now you'll also find for others too. But being a maxi in these assets, they really don't dig into other assets and what the technology is about, right? And they themselves can actually clarify what's happening here and with their network, and they don't really want to clear that off. This is not from 2015, 2016, 2017. This is 2021, late 2021 in fact. So they have a lot of work to do, but they really don't want your product to win on them. Now, okay, it makes sense, that's competition, but this is not the ethical competition. But understand the market, if the market says, okay, we want this, it is going to happen. Now, if you look at the XRP USD shorts, you also get one point here, okay. If XRP USD shorts is trending lower and it's going to break to the downside, that's lower selling pressure. Sell positions, so shorts, are going to go lower. Now, that doesn't mean people taking profits will not be there. When the price goes up, they will take profit. But sellers, shorters entering the market is right now going down. So if the price is going up, yeah, they will come back in. So that's what you have to keep in your mind. You can go on to different time frame to actually understand this. You can go on a 4-hour, 2-hour, depending upon how you trade an asset. And you're like, okay, this is trending lower. This is trending lower. So you're going to get a consolidation here and then another drop in the selling pressure. So that is interesting. Recently we've been getting a lot of information from crypto Twitter about what's happening behind the screen, who's selling XRP, who's having that insider information and shorting this. Now, if they have to remove their short positions, which I think they would have removed a lot of it when the price was tanking heavily, because they made a lot of money from that, and that's why they are there. But the difference is it's not the ethical way to do that. You were just screwing up with insider information. Now, if you compare with the stock market, commodities market, this happens a lot. If you look at silver, you have seen that asset has been there manipulated for a very long period of time. So now, if we are observing like, okay, the price is dropping, the sellers are going lower, you're like, okay, will the price go up or will the price go down? The market and the market cycle will still play out, right? People who think that the price is going to go lower will take out the XRP. Those who are going to hold this asset for a very long time will buy and accumulate it. But they'll most likely wait till a good support to buy this back. So most likely that's going to be somewhere close to 0.6, 0.62. If you are one among them, you're waiting for the price to actually come back down. Now recently I've also seen like, Airy, Crypto Airy talking about, different passive sources, incomes, they're going to bring in Minus and explain this. That's actually great for all of us. Now, we've been talking about that from some time, right? Notes, yeah, they are risky. You have staking, you have different sources of passive income, which you can actually look at. Now, notes are also different types. You have some notes where you need that computer. You need that specification for your computer. If you don't have a great workstation, then it's going to be really hard. And the other side of this is like, the other nodes as a service where you just buy that and forget it and your rewards accumulate there. But don't make the mistake. Once you are out of that tax structure, you're coming back to the normal tax structure, remove it, claim it, put it into your wallet. Don't put it in that web. Why? Because if that happens to be a rug pull, you lose even that. But right now, we've been there for Thor in some months, and it's okay. We've removed Thor consistently, and we put into Polar, we put into Strong Block. So, this is now like, okay, you put in money in one asset, and it's producing you income, which you have then put into other assets. Now, all of them are actually providing you rewards, which is fine, because right now, you're not actually going to diversify there. You're going to take a teeny bit of that and put it into some high-risk staking projects. But then, you're still keeping the dry powder aside, because if that price drop happens, you are going to get this structure, right? Now, yeah, I know the video is going longer and I didn't say welcome to the Scientific Investor. Fine. That's fine for this video. There's a lot of content to be shared, right? So in this market, yes, we have a lot of opportunity. When you go look at last 7 days, you can see like, okay, Kava is doing fine. Curve is doing fine. KNC is doing fine. You can kind of say, okay, the market in general is going down, but these are kind of holding. So you kind of go look at, what we were talking about this. And the price was like 3.19. And right now you can actually look at Kawa, KNC and others. And you understand, okay, what the price is doing right now. So this is KNC. We were like, okay, this is accumulation. This is reaccumulation. And you're going to get these trend inside. It's playing out well. So now this was a month back, right? So if you're prepared, now you're already in profit. You're running with the profit. Then this one, we were like, okay, fine. I think if this support doesn't hold, we are going to go to 1.953. And then, now that's February 21st. And in a week time, you actually went lower. You hit that support level. And then you move back up. Again, now we go look at Kava and we are like, okay, there's going to break out. That's a breakout call. In a month time, you're seeing, okay, that's going up, coming back down, and we're like, okay, that's a retest, we're going to bounce. Now you go look at the market, yes, it was a retest and it's bouncing back higher. So your breakout here is valid, you retested and you're bouncing. Now in this market, you really have a lot of other assets waiting to break out, a lot of other assets breaking and going for a retest. This is where you find opportunity and position yourself. Now it can be in the first 100, you're like, okay, I'm going to focus on large to medium cap. Fine, if you go back to 100 to 200, 200 to 300, you're going to get small cap, medium cap, micro cap assets. Now they would be risky, but they also will do some good stuff. You have to look at the daily volume. When you go into these levels, you really have to look at the volume. You're going to look at those coins with a lot of volume compared to others, because you don't want to enter into something, price goes up and you're stuck there, you can't go out, right? So whenever you are going into these small micro cap, you really want them to look good in volume last 24 hours, or go look at what they've been doing in recent past. If not, don't do that. Now, this is Bitcoin. Yes, the RSI broke to the downside. We're consolidating there. If we break back higher, that's a good news. But if we don't, the price is going to go drop below this. So keeping this structure in mind, you have a lower low. There's a higher low, in fact, and there's a lower high, and you drop, giving a lower low, and then again a lower high. So the trend is right now in short term bearish. Medium term, it's still going down bearish. So this is your downtrend, your consolidation. You can move down, but long term you are going up. This is a bullish pattern, right? But yeah, a lot of people won't actually go into the long term scenario because they don't really have the time. But right now, when you zoom in to a 4-hour chart in XRP, you are looking like, okay, this may probably be an area where people are buying, and we may get a bounce. Fine, but look at this. When you bounce, if you don't manage to break above 0.72, which is the moving average at that point of time, hopefully, you're going to get rejected. But if you move above that moving average, then you want a retest of that moving average and a bounce from there. That's going to support the price, because the price now has to actually break through this moving average and then this resistance. If you are able to break through that, that's actually a good news for the price as a whole. But understand, if Bitcoin is to drop below this, even if a lot of price movement is there in a lot of different assets, they're going to be slowed down because the market would be in panic mode when Bitcoin drops. So you are having your dry powder from your rewards, nodes, staking, whatever. You're keeping it aside to see whether this is going to bounce. If it's bouncing, it's giving you a confirmation, great, you can buy. If not, you're going to deploy that when the market drops. That's how you make money, right? You're trying to stay there patiently, waiting for the bottom to come in or somewhere close. Now, remove the 15% at the bottom and 15% at the top. That's going to be really hard to catch. Now, if you are a lucky guy who's happening to catch every top and bottom, good for you, but the majority may not be able to do that. Why? Because this market is manipulated. So if you want to really have a look at all these, you're like, okay, let me actually look at this. Say, if you want to look at the other side of this, you're going to look at the XRP USD longs, right? You just looked at the shorts, and now you're going on to a weekly to look at the number of bulls entering into the market. And you are literally like trending to the downside here. The XRP bulls, new ones coming in, is not exactly there. So right now you're trending lower. Need to break to the upside. And even for that, you need to get a bounce. Now, most likely, when this pattern happens, you are waiting to see where it actually breaks. So you have a support here. Okay, let me delete all this and reduce the confusion there. Okay, that's my mistake. Okay, reduce the confusion there. And then you're looking like, okay, this is the support, fine. And this is your resistance. So you get that. Now, if you break to the upside, that's a bullish checkmate pattern. If you're breaking to the downside, that's a continuation pattern, right? Your impulse is to the downside, you go down. So you are literally waiting to see whether this one breaks to the upside or downside. If it's downside, the bulls are going away. You are slowing down because they are like, okay, the case is going to go towards 2023 and this is early 2022. So you don't actually want to enter there and wait for a year. You're like, okay, maybe August, September this year, or maybe whenever the price go back up, bulls are entering, I'm going to enter into this one. So that dynamics is happening and playing out in the market right now. So it's up to you how you want to rebalance your portfolio. If you're taking a bit of XRP to do something else to generate that income, to buy more XRP or to have that dry powder, take wise decision, because the market can always show you different stuff, and that may not be it if you're not getting through that information correctly. Because yes, there are manipulators in the market and they will always be there. Look at silver, that's a great example of that. Look at a lot of different companies. They're being pushing down, right? You go look at this video back in September, they were showing, okay, how the shorts were going. Now, this is a 5-minute chart, so the candles are big, but you can actually see the amount of selling coming down, pushing the price to the downside. So yes, these are indicators which you can easily look at to see what's happening in the price. So what you need is this one to go up, so that's XRP USD longs going up, and at the same time you also need XRP USD shorts to move. So right now it's trending like this. If you are breaking to the downside, you need the longs to go up, or you're still stable, the price is not moving much and you are there. It's sideways price action. So majority of it will depend on how this asset is going to perform, this Bitcoin. So keep your eyes on this and the price fluctuation. And if there is any big news coming out from SEC, yes, that's an event motivated price action which you may be able to profit. So guys, if you are receiving value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. And if you really want these kind of updates, when we call out a breakout or when we talk about the support, we are looking for this support and the price comes to that support and bounce. If you want to put an order and all, this would be helpful for you. So you can look at that. Check the link in the description. Patreon, the link is in the description below. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.